Takadosh Boker Or. If you remember yesterday, we were speaking about the entire concept of Yorel Letoch Umanut Chavero. Yorel Letoch Umanut Chavero means, are you allowed to do competition against, open up a competitive store against your friend? So what we did is that until now, we started on the Gemara Mesechet Babatra Daf Kaf Aleph Amud Bet. We spoke about the entire concept of when are you allowed to do competition. And we spoke about whether it's going to be that if it's going to be from the same city, a different city. Obviously, if you're coming from a different city, you're not allowed to unless you pay the taxes. And then we came and we said, but within the same city, are you allowed to open up? And we basically said that we don't paskin like Ravuna, we paskin like Ravuna Yeshua, which means that you are allowed to open up a competing business from within the same city. If somebody is going to come and pay taxes, they could come to the same city. The question is, are they allowed to open up in your neighborhood? And we brought down from the Gemara, from the Tosafot actually, that probably not. We're going to see that might be actually a machloka between Maran and the Ramah. Right after that, we came and we spoke about the entire concept of the Gemara Masechet Sanhedrin. The Gemara Masechet Sanhedrin came and he told us there in the Gemara that there exists a concept that a person is going to be a tzaddik gamur. And what does it mean a tzaddik gamur? That he came and he did not defile his friend's wife. Vet eshet re'ehu lo timeh. He did not contaminate his friend's wife. What does that mean? That he did not shelo yara leumanut chavero. That he did not do umanut chavero. He did not go down to do competition with umanut chavero. We brought down the Marashah. The Marashah comes and he compares the parnasah of a person to his friend's wife. Why? Because since the beracha comes because of your wife, meaning when you respect your wife, that's when you get parnasah, right? And that's why some people, they start asking, why don't they get proper parnasah, right? Just like, people, they start asking all these different questions, right? I mentioned it's something actually, it's humorous, but it's actually a sad humor, right? That, for example, many times people that they need help with Shalom Bayit, they don't come to Shalom Bayit classes. So, some people that they, for example, last night there was a premenopause shiur from Pua. Something incredible. Why? Because there they were trying to explain how is it that the hormones in a woman is going to come and going to challenge whether it's going to be intimacy or whether it's going to challenge Shalom Bayit issues and other things. Now, when you come to think about it, it's such an informative class and something that so many women need. But at the end of the day, those women don't come. So it's always going to be the other women that are going to come because they just want to learn. So they don't care what the topic is about. And they come and they get all this information. And again, sadly, that's what happens, that they actually need that, right? So what happens is you have the respecting your wife, you get beracha. And since respecting your wife, you get beracha, if you're not going to come and go into somebody else's business, so therefore you're going to not defile his wife. You're not contaminating. You do not mitame eshetreu. So we asked, what is this Gemara talking about? Right? What's going on? So therefore, if you remember, we brought down already that this was talking about midat chasidut. Why? Because the Rambam brings this down in the Shulchan Aruch Hagraz. Rabbeinu Zalman quotes the Rambam, which that was on page 9, that he says it's a midat chasidut lo lered detoch umanut shel chavero, right? And therefore, you're not supposed to go and do business against your friend. So when does this apply exactly? So we learned the Khatam Sofer, which was on page 10. The Khatam Sofer says that when a person comes and they are being yorel letoch umanot shel chavero, it's a yisur deoraita. It's gezel, it's stealing. So we had a havamina that the only way to steal is if I put my hand in your pocket and I steal from you. That's not called stealing. There's much more to stealing than just that, right?
Question about
Oh. So therefore, the Khatam Sofer comes and he says that it's a isur doraita. So how do you explain that? So the Khatam Sofer comes and he says, and basically the way that we're learning in the Khatam Sofer is like this. Khatam Sofer is learning that it's an isur doraita in order to do competition when it's going to be a sur. Right? So therefore, the Khatam Sofer says that it's going to Khatam Sofer says that it's isur doraita in order to do competition. However, though, if it's going to be mutar to do the competition and you don't do it, that is the midat chasidut of the Rambam. Meaning, right? And that's what we learned yesterday. Exactly, right? That was the Gemara there. Okay, and then Bli Neder, tomorrow we're going to speak about the Shulchan Aruch, which Shulchan Aruch is going to be on page 13, which we're going to learn Choshen Mishpat, Siman Kuf Vav, Seif Hey. For tomorrow.